Clope and Nedick Minster welcomes you to this broadcast of high school boys varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at Russia Local School where the Versailles Tigers will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Brown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Beats, Sydney Auglaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Good evening, I'm Craig Kissinger with my broadcast partner tonight, Ken Francis. We're about 13 minutes from tip-off in the varsity contest as we just wrapped up both a freshman and junior varsity game. In the freshman contest, it was Russia winning by the final score of 53-30, and in the junior varsity contest, Russia won that as well, 49-38. Leading the way for the Raiders in the JV game was Felix Francis with 15 points, Vince Borchers with 11, and Jude Counts with 10. For the Tigers, it was Jace Watchman with 18 and AJ Griesdorn with 11. As we get set for this varsity finale, I'll turn to my broadcast partner now. And Ken, you've been around this backyard rivalry between the Raiders and the Tigers longer than I have. Would it be safe to say that it's always been this intense?
Craig, this rivalry has been intense for many, many years. You know, when you have two adjacent communities that take so much pride in their school systems and their communities and in their families, it produces some great athletic high school events. And that's what high school sports is all about. You know, it gives the kids an opportunity to go out there, gives the parents an opportunity to watch their children play sports. And it's just that when it comes to Russia and Versailles. And obviously the Versailles Tigers have enjoyed a lot of success, Craig. The Russia Raiders as well. And, you know, we're looking for a good game here tonight. I think the Versailles Tigers, Craig, they come in ranked number 1 in the state in Ohio in Division III. The Russia Raiders come in at 11-6, and I think it's going to be a good ball game.
All right, well, let's start out talking about this Russia team, and why don't we begin with this Russia roster?
Craig, the Russia Raiders, they have 3 seniors on their team: Jordan Meyer, Patrick Bowman, and Sam York. Next, there are 7 juniors: Ben Bowman, Colby Monin, Matt Caldwell, Xavier Flippo, Ross Fissinger, Michael Bell, Zane Shappy. And they have 3 sophomores: Hayden Quinter, Braden Monin, and Jude Counts. And finally, Craig, they have 2 freshmen on the varsity roster in Braylon Cardania and Vince Borchers. The Raiders head coach is Mr. Dave Borchers. He is now in his 4th season, has a career record of 45-45. The assistant coaches are Spencer Cardania, Cody Anthony, and the freshman coach is Mick Leffel. The athletic director for Russia High School is Ms. Amber Cardania.
Well, as you said, Ken, Russia has an overall record right now of 11 wins versus 6 losses. Their current record in the Shelby County Athletic League is 6-4, which currently has them tied for 3rd place with Fort Laramie, as Jackson Center is in 2nd place at 7-4, and 1st place is Botkins at 10-0. By the way, congrats to the Trojans, who last night clinched their first outright league championship since 1979. Russia's non-league record that stands at 5-2. On the road this year, the Raiders are 5-3, and right here at home in the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium, they are 6-3. And if we look at some team scoring averages defensively, Russia is allowing 46 points per game. Offensively, the Raiders are at 59 points per game, and that 59 point per game average can dip below 60 for the first time this season. And that was a result of Russia's lowest scoring output of the season last night in a 60-31 loss at Jackson Center. And that loss last night certainly could have some tournament seeding implications coming up in a couple weeks. If you're Coach Borchers, Ken, what do you say in the locker room after a game like last night?
Well, Craig, when you look at that game last night that Russia played against the Jackson Center Tigers, first off, hats off to the Jackson Center Tigers and Coach Scott Elkert. They played a phenomenal basketball game, and Coach Elkert got his 400th career victory last night in the game. But if you're Coach Borchers, you look at your team after that game's over and you say, fellas, we got outplayed and we got outcoached. Let's pack it up, put this one in the history books, and let's get out of Jackson Center before something else bad happens.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen tonight, how they can bounce back from that. If we look at scoring averages right now for Russia, we'll look at the top 7. You got Braden Monin and Hayden Quinter. both leading this team at around 9.5 points per game. Xavier Flippo is around 9 points per game. Braylon Kadiner and Zane Shappy at 7.5. You got Ben Bowman at 7, and then finally Ross Fissinger at 4.5. So again, we'll see how these guys bounce back from that big loss last night over at Jackson Center. But we're now about 8 minutes from tip-off as both teams are still completing their warm-ups. I think Rushi went to the locker room. We previewed the home team, Ken. Let's talk about the visitors from Versailles, and why don't you introduce the Tigers roster?
Craig, the Versailles Tigers roster, they have 6 seniors: Noah McEldowney, Eli McEldowney, Caden Hamilton, Cole Hamilton, Ben Ruenkamp, and Jaden Litton. Next, there are 3 juniors. They are Lucas Stallman, Ethan Dickey, and Connor Stonebreaker. They have a couple of sophomores in AJ Griesdorn and Dominic Bargy. And finally, Craig, they have 1 freshman, and that's Jace Watson. Tigers head coach is Travis Swank. He is in his 5th season with the Versailles Tigers with a very impressive overall record of 112 wins and just 36 defeats. The athletic director for the Versailles Tigers is Mr. Scott Broerman.
Well, so far this season, as you said, Ken, they're the Versailles Tigers #1 ranked in the state in Division III. They have that overall record, 15 wins and just 1 loss. Their current record in the Midwest Athletic Conference is at 6-1, which now has them in 2nd place behind 6-0 New Bremen. Their non-league record then is 9-0, perfect. But if we look at some season averages for Versailles, defensively, they're allowing 43 points per game. Offensively, the Tigers are scoring 17 points more than they're allowing at 60 points per game. Both those defensive and offensive averages lead the MAC right now. And if we compare the season averages of both Versailles and Rushi, defensively, the Tigers are giving up 43, the Raiders 46. Offensively, Versailles is scoring 60 and Rushi 59, so pretty even numbers there. And here's a quick recap of what happened last night in that Versailles game at New Bremen. It was a huge conference game for both teams. As you may know, there are just 9 games in conference play, but New Bremen came in at 5-0, Versailles at 6-0. Both teams dealt with some late game adversity as the Cardinal star point guard fouled out in overtime, and the Versailles star junior Connor Stonebreaker was playing with what I've been told was a nagging ankle injury. Suffered that last night a little bit, still able to play though. In the end though, New Bremen got the upset victory, 61-58. And Ken, as you look at this Versailles team out here, what do you like about Coach Swank's team?
Well, Craig, when I look at this Versailles team, I look at a team that actually really knows how to win games. You can go back, they're just 2 months removed from a state football championship. They're winners. They've got a tremendous senior class with a lot of great leadership. And then, of course, they've got a lot of size to them as well. 6'6", Connor Stonebreaker, and the Hamilton twins coming in on about 6'8" and 6'9". So the Tigers are going to play good, hard, fundamental basketball. They know how to win, and they're going to be coming in here tonight, Craig, with a chip on their shoulder after losing that game last night. But the Rushi Raiders will as well, and I think that's what makes this game going to be really interesting tonight. You got both teams coming off of defeats. The Versailles team, obviously a double overtime loss. And the Rushi is out to prove that they are not 30 points worse than what the Jackson Center Tigers are. So Rushi's got a lot to prove. Versailles got a lot to prove. Like we mentioned before, it's a great rivalry between these 2 schools, 2 great communities, and looking forward to a good one.
Well, you talked about that Versailles size, and one guy we see standing underneath the basket right now that's not able to play that you mentioned in that starting lineup is Dominic Bargy. Just a sophomore, but he could certainly help them tonight if he was healthy.
Yes, he could, Craig. Dominic's a 6'3" sophomore who, unfortunately for him, had a season-ending injury at the state football championship game. So hopefully Dominic gets well here soon and can get healthy at least for the football season next year. I'm sure Coach Jones is keeping a good eye on him, Craig, because as we look on him under the basket, he's got some pretty good size to him.
And I want to go back to Rushi for just a second here. I know we just previewed them, but they had some injuries they're dealing with as well. You see Hayden Quinter out there with a little bit of had a wrap on his hand last night. I don't see it on there right now. Actually, I do see it on his thumb somewhat. And then you have Braden Monin, who was dealing with a hip flexor, some type of hip injury. He was at one time, Ken had about a 4-game streak where he was averaging around 15 points a game. These last several games, 3 games, He's been hampered, I think, by that a little bit. Not really admitting it, but he's not been able to score. So this time of the season, I guess you gotta toughen up if possible, don't you?
Yes, you do, Craig. And it's tough. These kids play multiple sports. They go from cross country to directly into basketball, and even more so with the Versailles Tigers when they're playing a hardy football schedule in the MAC, and then they run a state championship to follow it, and then they roll right into basketball. I looked at athletic director Scott Broham, and he didn't give them a whole lot of time off, Craig. They won a state football championship on a late Saturday night. The following Saturday, they tipped off in the basketball game season. So they've been at it for a long time. These kids' bodies wear down over time. But, that's where good depth comes into play. And both these teams, I believe, they have some good depth. So we'll see what happens.
Well, in case you were wondering what happened between these two teams last season, it was the night after Christmas, December 26th, in a game that you could say was a late Christmas present for everyone in attendance, because with just 8 seconds left in regulation, Versailles sophomore Connor Stonebreaker hit a bucket to tie the score at 59 all. And then with 3 seconds left in the clock, Russia freshman Hayden Quinter laid in a game winner as Russia celebrated a 61-59 victories. High scores for both teams were Russia's Ben Bowman with 16 and Versailles' Jaden Litton with 21. We can only hope for another nail-biter like that tonight, Ken.
That's for sure. We got a great crowd in attendance tonight, and Saturday night fun, Greg, and we're really looking forward to it.
All right, now it's time for our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. Let's start with the Versailles Tigers, Ken, and what do they want to do well against Russia tonight?
The Versailles Tigers, in order for Coach Schweint's team to be successful tonight, they need to dominate the paint. They need to take advantage of their size and their strength. Russia Raiders, one thing they do lack is a lot of size, so Versailles really needs to focus on scoring in the paint. They also need to reach back, Craig. They've got several players last night that played over 40 minutes in a double overtime game. Are they going to come in tired? Yeah, they probably are a little tired from last night's game. They need to reach back for this backyard rivalry.
All right, and how about the Russia Raiders? What do they need to do if they want to knock off the #1 team in Division III?
Coach Borcher's team is going to have to let it fly, Craig. The Raiders need to shoot at least 25 three-pointers tonight. They need to let it fly. They're going to win this game from beyond the arc. Shooting these long shots also is a strength of the Raiders. They've got a lot of kids that can knock them down, and it also will turn into long rebounds for the Raiders and an opportunity to get some offensive rebounds. And speaking of rebound, the Raiders need to rebound from last night's lackluster performance, to say the least, at Jackson Center. Coach Borcher's team is a lot better than what they showed last night. I think they're going to come here into Clarcine Abo Gymnasium tonight and play very well.
All right, those were our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. I want to remind our viewers that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of tonight's contest will be on Saturday, February 5th at 12 p.m. and Sunday, February 13th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And don't forget to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com. All season, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. We're going to take a break for tonight's national anthem and come back with our starting lineups. Russia versus Versailles tips off next on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
And we'd like to thank tonight's 5-star recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation. Our MVP sponsors are Clopay and NKTelco Minster. And tonight's Russia game sponsor is Jewelry Barn. Now it's time for starting lineups sponsored by Sydney Auglaze Audiology. Ken, why don't we start out with the visitors from Versailles?
On the visitor side of the scoreboard tonight, senior Noah McEldowney, senior Eli McEldowney, senior Ben Ruenkamp, senior Jaden Linton, and junior Connor Stonebreaker.
All right, and now how about the Russia Raiders? Who are their starting lineup?
Starting lineup for the Russia Raiders, a 5'9" junior Zane Shappy, 6'2" sophomore Hayden Quinter, 6'1" sophomore Braden Monin, 6'1" freshman Braylon Cadania, and 6' junior Xavier Flippo.
Again, those starting lineups sponsored by Sydney Auglaze Audiology. Also like to remind our viewers that tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. All replays are courtesy of Winners Meats, and our timeouts come to you from Precision Strip. So the Versailles Tigers in their road black uniforms, Russia in their home whites. And again, for the Tigers, they will start with number 3, McEldowney, number 4, McEldowney, number 10, Ruenkamp, number 23, Litton, and number 30, Stonebreaker. The Russia Raiders, number 2, Shappy, number 12, Hayden Quinter, number 13, Monin, number 34, Flippo, and number 24, Braylon Cadania.
Craig, this is going to be a fun one. We're ready to tip it off here at the center court of Varsity Gymnasium. Russia always does a great job getting the fans involved with the loud music prior to the tip-off, and I think both teams are pretty amped up and ready to play.
At center circle, it's Stonebreaker for Versailles and Quinter for Russia. And we're underway as Versailles will control the tip, and Noah McEldowney will set up this Tigers offense. Russia back on man defense. Stonebreaker now being guarded by the freshman Cadania. Hands it off to Litton. Litton's a shooter. 23 pointers this season. 43 pointers as McEldowney's shot is up and no good. Going to go off Cadania's hand and out of bounds.
You see the Tigers early on, Craig, is trying to establish Stonebreaker down low right off the bat. Cadania going to have his hands full with the talented junior tonight, but I'm sure Braylon will be up to the task.
Cadania only comes in or listed at 6'1", and he's going up against a 6'7" junior in Stonebreaker. So we'll see how that matchup fares as the night goes on. Stonebreaker also capable of shooting from behind the perimeter, just like Cadania is. And shot on the way from Ruenkamp is no good. Rebound Quinter. So at the 7:21 mark, Russia now has their first possession. Flippo with it, being guarded by Stonebreaker, gets it out to Quinter, rotates it to Shappy, now to Monin. On top, Flippo's going to think about a 3, decides to drive the lane, goes up against Stonebreaker, ball knocked loose, Raider turnover, Ruenkamp with it. Versailles coming off that overtime loss last night versus New Bremen. As Ken said, maybe with a little chip on their shoulder, and a steal from Shappy. Shappy running the break. Gets over to Quinter, to Flippo. Braden Monin takes a 3. That's off the rim. No good. Nice rebound by Cadania. He tries to put it back up. Ball's knocked out. No foul. Shappy's going to take a long one, and he hits it. So Zane Shappy, who was held scoreless last night, gets things started here tonight with a 3-pointer at the 6:28 mark. Shappy averaging 7.5 points per game, 7.6 to be exact. Like I said, held scoreless last night as it's like a Versailles over and back call on the Tigers. So Flippo will inbound it in front of the scorers table for the Raiders. Gets it out to Shappy. You'll see both Zane Shappy and Hayden Quinter running this offense tonight. Sometimes as well as Braden Monin. Quinter in the lane with it, picks it up. Left wide open. He puts a shot. If that rattles out, ball bounced around. Quinter gets it back, hands it off. Down low to Flippo, and Flippo with the short little basket puts the Raiders up 5-0. A little surprised by this, Ken?
Rushi's ready to play, Craig, and I think Versailles missed a couple of shots early on here, and Rushi actually hitting the offensive glass. We talked about that in the pregame a little bit, how important it was for Rushi to rebound in two ways, not only to maintain themselves on the glass, but also to come out and play hard tonight, and they're off to a good start.
Eli McEldowney drives up and with the left hand puts it up off the glass, so the 5'11 senior gets the Tigers on the scoreboard. They trail Rushi by 3, 5:25 to play as the baseline jumper from Flippo's no good. Rebound by Litton. Litton's going to run the break. He's going to go coast to coast, and he puts it up. That shot's blocked, knocked out of bounds by Rushi, so Versailles inbound underneath their own basket.
Early on, Craig, I think both the three referees have decided we're going to let them play, and
substitution for Rushi as Xavier Flippo will head to the bench. On the floor now is Ben Bowman, a 6'3 junior, Rushi's tallest player. As Stonebreaker drives the basket, he's going to get fouled and head to the line for a couple.
Stonebreaker's a tough matchup for the Rushi Raiders, Craig. He's got size, but he also plays on the perimeter. He handles the ball extremely well, and he loves to drive to the basket. So one of the other keys to this game is going to be how well Rushi can maintain him.
First one off the back of the iron. Stonebreaker comes into this contest averaging almost 14 points per game, had 11 last night in that loss to New Bremen. Stonebreaker with one more attempt. That one's a nice soft touch. He gets it to go. So score now stands at Rushi 5, Versailles 3. Pressure from the Tigers. Rushi trying to get it across that timeline. Finally do. Quinter with it now. Gets it down low to Bowman. That goes off his knee, but he does save it. Kadanya with it now, being guarded by Ruenkamp. Gets it over to Shappy. Shappy's being guarded by McEldowney. Noah McEldowney, that is. Monum being guarded by the other McEldowney, Eli. Kadanya, nice spin move in the lane. Puts it up off the glass. That's no good. Stonebreaker with a rebound. And Stonebreaker's a guy that's going to get a lot of rebounds tonight, Ken.
That's for sure. He's already got 3 in the game, Craig. Rushi's got off 6 shots compared to just Versailles' 3. So early on, Rushi doing a great job of rebounding. Versailles with a nice little give and go right there to McEldowney. Great pass by Connor Stonebreaker to lead to that basket.
Eli with the 2 field goals for the Tigers as they knot this game up at 5-all as we close in on the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Monin with it down low, puts it off the glass, and Braden Monin gets a bucket, so 3 different Raiders to score. Braden had 6 last night in the game versus Jackson Center, averaging almost 10 per game, leads Rushi in scoring. Raiders with a 2-point advantage, 7-5. Litton with it for the Tigers. Said he will shoot that 3. And a tie-up, and we'll see if that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points to Rushi. And now checking in will be Xavier Flippo coming back in for Hayden Quinter.
Good defensive help there by Hayden Quinter. As Litton tried to drive to the basket, Quinter was there to offer his assistance and did a nice job of tying him up.
Ken, good to see a lot of press in here tonight. I see press pros down in the corner as well as the Versailles policy underneath the basket. And a couple different stations broadcasting as well.
A lot of media here tonight, Craig. And like you said, it's a big basketball game. It's a rivalry between these 2 schools, 2 adjacent communities, and it's always a lot of fun.
Rushi with a 2-point lead, 7-5, 3.5 minutes to go, and that's going to go off the knee of Noah McEldowney into the Rushi student section.
Versailles' 4th turnover in just over 4 minutes of play.
Rushi with the ball now. Shappy finds an opening, drives to the bucket, and he gets the layup. Zane Shappy with 5 points, leading the Raiders as they take a 4-point lead, 9-5. Zane Shappy due for a big game for the Raiders. He's a guy that started out the season, second game of the season, had 17 in the game as Stonebreaker gets an easy layup of his own. But Connor Stonebreaker now has a field goal to go with his free throw, and they cut the Raider lead to 2.
Rushi's been successful in games this year in which they've had high-tempo, high-scoring games. And I think Coach Borchers would love to see this game up into the 60s. You mentioned earlier how they were averaging over 60 points a game most of the season.
And Zane Shappy is feeling the hot hand, so he hits the three-pointer. That's his second of the quarter. He now has 8 points. Russia with the 5-point lead, 12-7, 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ken, you can see that look in Zane Shappy's eye down there. He's feeling it right now. And
Zane's a competitor. I've seen Zane play for several years. Craig, he's been on the varsity team since he was a freshman, and he's definitely a competitor. And he plays hard.
Noah McEldown, he goes limping off the floor. I'm not sure what happened there, but
he caught a knee in the thigh, I believe it looked like.
So he's replaced by Lucas Stamm, a 5'10 junior, on a steal from Ruencamp. Heads to the basket, gets the layup to Dan Ruencamp. The 6'2 senior, he scores, cuts the Raider lead to 3, 12-9. 2 minutes to go here in the first. Shappy with it now. He's being guarded by Stamm. Lucas Stamm guarding Zane Shappy. Both those two played a few years of AAU ball together. As Flippo with it now. Flippo's going to put up a baseline jumper. That's off the back rim, but Bowman with the rebound. He goes off the glass, and Ben Bowman gets the bucket. His first one. Russia gets their lead back to 5 points, 14-9.
Ben Bowman, Craig, he used to start early on for Russia, and now he's coming off the bench, and it brings Coach Borcher has some nice size to get off the bench that way with Bowman coming into the game for the Raiders.
Ben's first 4 games of the season, 10 double figures. Like easy layup for Ben Ruencamp. He's got back-to-back buckets for the Tigers as they get the Raider lead down to 3. Bowman blocks, gets his shot back, and he's going to get fouled. So Ben Bowman will head to the line for a couple. As I said, Ken, Ben Bowman started out the season double figures in his first 4 games. Since then, he's only had 1 double-figure game. But then we've seen the emergence of Braylon Cadonnier, who's had a bunch of them here recently.
Right. Braylon Cadonnier kind of stepped into the starting role. Ben Bowman, like I said, is coming off the bench now for Coach Borchers. But he does give him some physicality coming off the bench. And Ben Bowman's played a lot of good hard basketball for the Raiders last year. So he's just a junior. He's got some good experience. And he brings a lot of size into the game for the Raiders.
Braden Monson back into the game as Cadonnier will head to the bench. Bowman with 1 more free throw attempt. Something Russia's done very well here recently is shoot free throws.
We're only 7 minutes into this game, and there's been a lot of action already.
There certainly has. As Bowman gets a pair, and if he shoots free throws like that, he'll see a lot of action. So Russia with a 5-point lead once again, 16-11, closing in on the 1 minute mark. Stamm with the ball, working to get Shappy. He gets it out to McEldown, being guarded by Quinter on top to Litton. And Litton gets a nice leaner in there. So number 23 gets his first basket of the game. He's averaging a team-high 16.7. Actually leads the MAC in scoring. 40 seconds to play in this first quarter. Russia the 3-point lead. Quinter down low with it. Gets the position on McEldown, but gets blocked from behind. Versailles going to try to tie this game up. One thing Versailles doesn't do is shoot a lot of threes. As we said, Litton with 40 of them on the season, but beyond him, not a lot of 3-point shooters on this team. As a fade away from Ruencamp is no good. And with 17 seconds, Russia with 1 more possession, I'm going to guess.
Versailles attempted just 1 3-pointer tonight. Russia, on the other hand, has attempted 5 already.
They only average about 2 made per game. As Shappy's going to get whistled for the offensive foul. Good call by the official.
Yes, it was. Both teams now with 5 turnovers in the first quarter. Tigers got 3.9 seconds remaining here in the quarter to go to the length of the floor.
Quick check-in for Coach Borchers as Cadonnier will come back in the game. Bowman to the bench. Versailles with the length of the floor to go. Ruencamp gets it inbound. Litton with it now. He's going to throw up probably about a little defense on by Russia. No whistle, and the shot is no good. So that will do it for our first quarter. Russia leads Versailles 16-13 here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
After 8 minutes of play, Russia leads Versailles 16-13. First quarter scoring went like this for Russia. It was Zane Shappy with 8 points, Ben Bowman with 4, Braden Monin with 2, and Xavier Flippo with 2 for the Tigers. They've got Eli McEldowney with 4, Ben Ruenkamp with 4, Connor Stonebreaker has 3, and Jaden Litton with 2.
First quarter stats, Craig. Visiting Versailles Tigers, 6 for 9 from the field, 67%. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They committed 5 turnovers. The Russia Raiders were 6 for 11 for 55%. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, likewise committing 5 turnovers. It was a fast-paced action first quarter, Craig. The Raiders lead at 16-13 as the Tigers inbound the ball, and here we go.
Russia now with 5'10 junior Ross Fissinger subbing in for the first time. The Tigers haven't subbed a whole lot. Lucas Stallman came in a little earlier for McEldowney. He's back on the floor. McEldowney with a knee to the thigh as he puts it up off the glass. And Noah McEldowney gets in the book with 2, trims the Raider lead to 1 point, 16-15 to start out the second quarter. Winner with it on top, being guarded by Noah McEldowney. Eli McEldowney. Noah McEldowney guarding Fissinger. Braden Monin with it now, being guarded by Litton on top. Lob down low, gets it down to Cadonier, and that shot's going to be blocked by Ruenkamp. Kick out Fissinger for 3. That's off the mark. And Ruenkamp with it now. Gets it over to McEldowney. Versailles going to go for the lead. Litton's 3 from the corner is good, and he gets fouled. So Jaden Litton hits the three-pointer in front of the Russia student section. Gets fouled. He'll head to the free throw line, try to make that a 4-point play.
I was just ready to comment. The Tigers have not found Jaden Litton yet open outside the perimeter. Just as I was about to say it, they find him, and he capitalizes with a three-pointer and a chance for a 4-point play.
That foul will go on Ross Fissinger as Litton does complete the 4-point play, and Versailles now with the 3-point lead, 19-16. Under 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter as Flippo's 3 is no good. Ball knocked around. Monin with it underneath. He puts a shot up, and that goes down for Braden Monin, who had 2 in the first quarter, now has 2 in the second quarter. Russia now trails by 1. Noah McEldowney walks it up at center circle. Gets it over to Ruenkamp. Eli McEldowney now with it. Litton, who just hit the 3 from the corner, trying to get it down low. That ball's turned over. Winner going to run the break. Gets it to Flippo. Flippo's baseline jumper is good, and Russia now takes the lead back on the Flippo baseline jumper. Xavier Flippo, who had 4 points last night, now has 4 tonight. He's averaging 9 per game. Eli McEldowney working against Quinter, getting it down low to Stonebreaker, being guarded by Cadonier. A couple moves on him, ball off the glass. That's no good. Nice defense by Braylon Cadonier.
Good defense and good defensive help by Xavier Flippo to get the double team on the backside.
Monin in the lane, kicks it out to Flippo. He's going to take a 3. That's off the iron, no good. Ball knocked around. And going to get a whistle and a foul. I think that might go on Xavier Flippo. We'll see what the official says. Indeed it will. It will go on Xavier Flippo. So for Russia, they will bring in substitutions Zane Shappy and Ben Bowman as both Fissinger and Flippo head to the bench. Russia with 3 team fouls. Versailles with 2. Russia with the 1-point lead, 20-19. 5:40 to play until halftime. Camp working against Cadiner, makes a move in the lane. Up off the glass, that's no good. Bowman with the rebound. He's going to try to expand this lead. Bowman going to drive the lane into Stonebreaker and puts it up. So Ben Bowman, the 6'3 junior, goes up against the 6'7 junior in Stonebreaker. Nice move by Ben Bowman.
Ben Bowman's playing some good basketball here tonight, Craig. He's finishing well at the hoop. He made his couple free throws for the night.
This time Stonebreaker going to go up against Bowman, and a block from behind by Hayden Quinter. Shappy now with it. Turns it over for the Raiders. Litton going to run the break. He drives into Monin, and he's going to get whistled for an offensive foul. Rishi got one of those earlier. This time the Tigers get one, and this crowd's fired up.
Yes, they are, Craig. The Rishi student section, like we always see it here at Clare Road Gymnasium, you've got the high school students on one side, you got the junior high kids on the other side of the floor, and they make a lot of noise when they're in here.
Sales looks to apply a little full court pressure here as Rishi tries to inbound it. Flippo gets it into Quinter. Back to Flippo. Rishi breaks the press easily in the corner with Cadiner. He hit 3 of those last night from that corner at Jackson Center. 3 3-pointers in the first quarter alone. Was held scoreless after that from the field. Did hit a free throw a little later in the game to finish with a team-high 10 points. He's led the Raiders in scoring the last 3 games. This shot's going to get blocked. That's in the ball game for the Tigers now. Number 40, Cole Hamilton, a 6'10 senior, and the floater from Litton is good. So Jaden Litton now leading the Tigers with 8 points.
We talked about these teams being tired from last night, Craig. I don't think either team's right now showing not a whole lot of tiredness because both teams really getting up and down the floor.
Shappy with a 3. That rolls around, no good. Ball knocked around. The 6'10 senior Cole Hamilton grabs that rebound. Rushi with a 1-point lead here, 22-21, under 4 minutes of play. And a 3 from Litton is going to put the Tigers on top. So Jaden Litton having some kind of first half. He is now in double figures with 11. Versailles with a 2-point lead. Quinter's going to try to take the lead back, and he does. So Hayden Quinter hits a 3-pointer. Rushi now with 3 threes. Versailles with 2. Rushi the 1-point lead again, 25-24. And we're going to get a precision strip timeout from Coach Travis Swank. We'll take it with him. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation, Grand Lake Health.
Ken, for these Rushi Raiders, they almost have as many points right now as they had all of last night.
Yeah, they do, and a couple factors involved with that. Number one, Rushi's shooting the ball very well right now, and they're hitting the 3-pointers, and they're also getting some second chance opportunities. We talked about that early in the game, and Rushi's holding their own on the rebounding side of things, giving themselves some opportunities for additional baskets.
So Versailles comes out of that precision strip timeout with the ball. Ben Ruhnkamp with it now being guarded by Cadiner. Gets it on top to Litton. He's being guarded by Monin. And we're going to get a whistle. And
I think Coach Travis Swank, Craig, called that last timeout really to give his kids a breather. There was a lot of fast-paced action basketball going on there. Like I said, they had a double overtime game last night, and his Tigers looked like they were a little bit winded.
So on the inbound play, Connor Stonebreaker with the easy lob and bucket. They now take the 1-point lead, 26-25. A good timeout by Coach Swank as Flippo works down low, off the glass, no good. Ball knocked around. Finally, Bowman grabs it, and he gets fouled. So, I thought Versailles had that rebound. Ben Bowman comes into the picture. He gets it and gets fouled.
Ben Bowman there used his strength to get that rebound. Did a great job of muscling that thing back up against the taller Tigers, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
So Bowman hit 2 from the charity stripe in the first quarter. See if he can do that again here in the second quarter and get this Raider lead back. He does hit the first. Bowman looking very good here tonight as Shappy will come back into the game and Kadiner will head to the bench for the Raiders. Coach Dave Borchers 11-6 on the season. Trying to get that win number 12 here tonight against the number 1 ranked team in Division III as Bowman hits the pair. Then Bowman now with 8 points.
4 for 4 from the free throw line for Bowman.
Versailles with a 1-point lead, 27-26. Litton hit a 3 earlier. He's going to shoot another one, and Jaden Litton is red hot, folks. He has 14 points.
Boy, he can shoot it, Craig.
That is his average. Actually, 13.9 is what he came into tonight averaging. Had 11 against New Bremen in that overtime loss. And the Tigers with a 2-point lead, 29-27, getting close to the 2-minute warning in this first half. You want to stick around for our halftime Wagner's IGA recap as Bowman, his shot's no good. Stonebreaker tries to save it, but he's going to step on the baseline and Rushi will inbound underneath their own basket. Again, Ken and I will have the Wagner's IGA halftime report. We'll have all your numbers. And stick around for that. So Flippo looking for someone to inbound it to. Finally gets to Mon, and that shot's blocked by Litton. McEldowney now with the ball, running the break, gets into Quinter, and Quinter's going to get whistled for the foul. Ken, I don't think if Xavier Quinter doesn't leave his, Hayden Quinter doesn't leave his feet, I don't know if he gets whistled for that foul. Went up in the air, though.
I agree, Craig. There wasn't a whole lot of contact there whatsoever, but McEldowney went into him with the body. Hayden Quinter being off of his feet, the referee had no choice other than to blow the whistle.
So Eli McEldowney at the free throw line. And that first one is no good. As a substitution, Braylon Kadani will come back in the ball game. Heading to the bench will be Zane Shappy. We're at the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. McEldowney trying to expand this Tiger lead to 3. And he does with the free throw. Eli McEldowney now with 5 points and substitution for the Tigers as Lucas Stammen will come back into the ball game. Eli McEldowney to the bench. So Versailles up 3, 30-27. Minute 57 to go here until halftime. Shappy with it for Rushi. Lobs it to Bowman. Bowman, who's had a great first half here. Shappy as well had 8 points in the first quarter. So far hasn't scored in this second quarter as it's getting close to expiring. Bowman with it down low, working against Stonebreaker. And that shot is off the rim, no good. Rebound, Jaden Litton. And Litton is grabbed from behind. Silly foul by Ben Bowman.
Yes, it was. Rushi's 17th foul will send Litton to the line, shooting the one in the bonus. I think a little frustration foul there on a Ben Bowman from Rushi.
Jaden Litton shoots 75% from the line, is 37 for 49 on the season. Second best free throw shooter on this team behind Ben Ruenkamp, who shoots 82%. And Litton's first one is good. So Litton now with 15 points in this first half.
He's come in as advertised, Craig. I heard a lot about him. Honestly, I've never seen him play before, but boy, he's lived up to the expectations tonight.
Litton was the leading scorer in that battle last year over at Versailles when Rushi won 61-59. So Versailles now with the 5-point lead, 32-27, as there's a tie-up on the floor.
So we're going to have a jump ball.
Rushi will keep this one with a minute 17 to go until halftime. And a substitution as Eli McEldowney checking back in at the scores table, see if they let him come in. They do.
Both teams taking good care of the basketball tonight, Craig, particularly in the second quarter. Rushi just with 2 turnovers in the second quarter, and Versailles with 3.
Down with the ball, gets it on top to Shappy. Bowman with it. Over to Monin in the corner, being guarded by Litton. Russia trailing by 5 in this first half.
Biggest lead of the night for the Tigers right now at 5 points.
Almost loses it. Another tie up on the floor. Nope. Versailles will get it, and McEldowney going to get it to Stonebreaker. He's going to go in for the layup, and Connor Stonebreaker now expands the Tiger lead to 7.
Versailles really hustling after them loose balls right now. The last 2 possessions the Rooshies had have turned into turnovers.
Bowman thinks about a 3. Crowd cheering for him to shoot that as Kadiner's shot looked like it might have been partially blocked. Going to go out of bounds, and Tiger's going to get it with 26 seconds to go.
Ben Bowman can hit that 3, Craig. We've seen him hit him before. He's having a phenomenal first half of basketball. I think the Russia fans were hoping he would shoot that.
McEldowney back in the game for the Tigers. So with 25 seconds, Tigers with a 7-point lead. And can possibly push this to double digits if everything goes right. McEldowney being harassed right now by Shappy. Almost goes, he does. Over center court as he's a little frustrated by the defense from Shappy.
Great defensive pressure there applied by Zane Shappy. Calls a turnover. Big turnover. Raiders need to take a chance here to capitalize, trim into this 7-point deficit shortly before the end of the first half.
Lucas Stallman back in, as well as Cole Hamilton. As we said, Cole Hamilton, the tallest player on this roster at 6'10". Shappy working with it 7 seconds ago. Gets into Bowman from the free throw line. He'll take the jumper. That rolls around no good. Rebound Stonebreaker. And at the horn, Stonebreaker will throw it up high off the glass, and it's no good. So after 1 half of play, it is Versailles 34, Russia 27. We'll take a quick break. Ken and I will come back with the Wagner's IGA report, halftime report here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
It's halftime here at Russia Local School in this SCAL versus MAC backyard battle between the Russia Raiders and the Versailles Tigers. Our halftime score is Versailles 34, Russia 27. And in case you were wondering how Russia has done against the MAC this season, they are currently 1-2 with a win versus Minster and losses to St. Henry and New Bremen. After tonight's game, the Raiders will have one more game against the MAC opponent opponent coming up, their regular season finale at Marion Local on Saturday, February 12th. And as far as how Versailles has fared against the SCAL, they are currently 1-0 with a victory over Fort Laramie. And after this Russia game, they'll have one more game versus an SCAL foe when they travel to Anna on Saturday, February 5th. Now let's look at some halftime numbers here of tonight's contest, sponsored by Wagner's IGA. And after one quarter of play, it was Russia 16, Versailles 13. But in that second quarter, Versailles outscored Russia 21-11, again for a halftime score of 34-27. Leading the way for the Tigers and leading all scorers is Jaden Litton with 16 points, 14 of those coming in the second quarter. It is Connor Stonebreaker with 7 points, Ben Ruenkamp with 4, Eli McEldowney has 5, and Noah McEldowney has 2. For the Russia Raiders, they're being led right now by both Zane Shappy and Ben Bowman with 8 points. It's 4 points each for Braden Monin and Xavier Flippo, and finally 3 points for Hayden Quinn.
Greg, the stats, first off for the visitors, Versailles Tigers. Greg, they've been blistering the nets. First half, they're 13 for 20 from the field, 65%. They're 5 for 7 from the free throw line for 71%. They've committed 9 turnovers. I talked about the key to the game for the Tigers was to dominate the paint. They've been getting some very easy shots out the bucket, Greg, hence leading to that 65% field goal shooting. For the Russia Raiders, they are 10 for 25 from the field for 40%. They're 4 for 4 from the free throw line for 100%, and they've committed 8 turnovers. Greg, it was an exciting first half. It's been a lot of action up and down the floor. Both teams playing their hearts out. I think in that locker room right now, Coach Borgers, Coach Schwank, both praising their team's effort and saying, hey, fellas, give me another good 16 minutes of basketball and we can go out and win this game. And both coaches, I feel, got to be extremely happy with the way their two teams have played in the first half.
Yeah, it's certainly been a battle. As I said, Russia came out with a lot of emotion, won that first quarter, and then Versailles seemed to come out with a lot of emotion of their own. And as you said, during that second quarter, hustling after a lot of balls, getting after it. Hence they have this lead now, 34-27 here in halftime.
Greg, I'd like to take one moment, if I could, to give a shout-out to longtime Fish Report and NKTelco listener, Madonna Cohey. I know she's listening to us again out there tonight. I'd like to say hi to the Russia fan, Madonna Cohey, and appreciate all the telecasts that she listens to for us.
She's certainly a dedicated listener, viewer. I know she has the NKTelco season package, watches all the games, as well as a couple other super fans that I would like to recognize. That's Art and Eileen Dapor. They are big viewers as well. I know they tune in for all the volleyball and basketball games. I'd like to say hello to them as well.
It's been a great partnership between Russia High School and NKTelco. I know a lot of people really appreciate being able to watch all the sporting events taking place here at Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium, and so it's just been a lot of fun.
We'd like to recognize tonight's cheerleaders who are doing a marvelous job for our fans and hopefully for our viewers as well. For Russia Varsity cheerleaders are Jillian Chapman, Emma Dapor, Abby Fisher, McKenna Hoying, Gracie McLennan, Anna Meyer, and Mackenzie Rose. Their advisor is Brandy Flippo. And for Versailles, varsity cheerleaders are Elizabeth Eiding, Kyra Cheadle, Rachel King, Caitlin Meyer, Grace Voizard, and Mariah Smith. Their cheer advisor is Katie Orange. And Ken, while we have a few minutes during this halftime break, I got the opportunity last week to call the Botkins game with Trojans track coach Ryan Gutman, and I asked him if he had received any word at the time from the OHSAA about the state track meet possibly coming back to Jesse Owens Stadium on the OSU campus. He hadn't heard anything yet, but just this week there was word from Columbus that it was indeed coming back to Jesse O. And I haven't seen a press release on it yet, but I've heard the news, and you certainly spent a fair amount of time at Jesse Owens watching track. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
That's just super exciting news for the OHSA to be bringing the track and field championships back to Jesse Owens Stadium. Greg, I've spent many June days watching state track and field meets there, including some Russia Raider championship individual events and a relay, and just a lot of fun. But the atmosphere in Jesse Owens, watching some of the the Versailles, you know, when you go back to the glory days of Sam Prakel and Tammy Berger and some of the fantastic runners, and Russia, of course, zone Katie Borchers and Lauren Francis and Emily Borchers and Lauren Heaton and Luke Pullman, and, you know, give these kids the opportunity to perform on the big stage, and Jesse Owens is just that.
Yeah, a lot of circumstances last year prevented that from happening, but Coach Gutman said he had to be honest. He said it wasn't the same experience last year, had all three divisions split up and not being able to do it at Jesse O. He understood it, but he's glad that it's going to be, or he's hoping it's going to be returning. I'm sure he's glad that it is. So
that's exciting stuff, like I said, for the OHSA and for all the track and field fans.
All right, we have about 2 minutes until our halftime break is over. Do want to recognize our sponsors, our 5-star recruitment sponsors, Crown Equipment Corporation. Our MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nedick Minster. The scoreboard's coming to you from First National Bank. Keys to the game were brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. All replays are from Winners Meats. Starting lineups were sponsored by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. Timeouts are courtesy of Precision Strip. This stats and recap at halftime was Wagner's from Wagner's IGA. Our player of the game that Ken will be announcing at the end of this contest will be brought to you by NKTelco, and our Rushi game sponsor is Jewelry Barn. We're going to take one more short break before the second half starts. Again, our halftime score is Versailles 34, Rushi 27 on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of tonight's game will be on Saturday, February 5th at 12 p.m. and Sunday, February 13th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at NKTelco.com/sports. Also, don't forget to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season, your sports leader in Mercer and Allglaze counties. As we get set to start second half play for the Versailles Tigers, they will return Noah McEldowney, Eli McEldowney, Ben Ruenkamp, Jaden Litton, and Connor Stonebreaker. For the Raiders, they will have Zane Shappy, Hayden Quinter, Braden Monin, Xavier Flippo, and Braylon Cadano. So Versailles will get the ball to start out the second half of play, and they have a 7-point lead, 34-27. Ben Ruenkamp with the ball being guarded by Xavier Flippo. Both these teams playing pretty much a man defense here all night so far. On top of the now Litton being guarded by Monin. Litton had 16 first half points to lead all scores, 14 of those in the second quarter. We have a tie-up. Possession error will go to Rushi. And Jaden Litton came in leading the MAC and scoring at 16.7 per game. He's already got those 16 points in this first half alone. We'll see what he can do in the second half.
Looked like early on in that possession, Craig, they were trying to establish him more in the post than on the perimeter. So kind of an interesting offensive set for the Tigers coming out to open the second half.
A whistle and a foul down low. That will go on the Tigers. Heading to the free throw line will be Braden Monin. That foul going on Noah McEldowney. That will be his second. For Rushi, they have just Hayden Quinter with 2 fouls as Monin hits the first free throw. Braden Monin had 4 first half points, leading this team averaging 9.8 per game, and he gets the pair. for Braden Mon. Hasn't had a double-figure game since the Bockets contest when he had a season high of 17. But in the 3 games he's played since then, single digits in each one of those. So perhaps a big game for him tonight as Russia trims that Versailles lead to 5 points. Litton in the lane versus the floater. He's going to get whistled. No, it's going to be a blocking foul on Xavier Flippo. Ken, I'm not so sure about that one.
That was a questionable call, Craig. Of course, in high school, there's no restraining circle there, so you can take the charge anywhere on the floor. I'm not sure that Xavier Flippo quite established himself, though. I believe Hayden got around his man there, and I believe the right call by the official.
Jaden Litton at the free throw line gets the first one to go down. As we said earlier, he's a 75% free throw shooter. Had 3 of those free throws in the first half to go along with 3 3-pointers. Litton's next shot is on the way. He nails that one as well. So he now has 18 to lead all scorers, and he pumps that Versailles lead back to 7 points, 36-29. Flippo with it on the left elbow, gets it back to Shappy. Shappy spin move, tries to get it out to Monin, but that ball skipped by him and went out to Quinter instead. Cadonier's going to shoot the 3. That one hits the mark. Braylon Cadonier, who had 3 threes last night, gets his first one tonight. That's his first bucket.
Russia shot just 8 3-point attempts in the first half, Craig. I think Coach Borchers might be looking for more of those attempts here in the second half, as the Raiders have now trimmed the lead to 4 after trailing by 7 at the half.
McEldown's going to take a 3 of his own. That's off the back of the iron, and this one's going to get whistled on the Versailles Tigers as sophomore Braden Monin claps in approval. That foul's going to go on Ben Ruenkamp. For Ruenkamp, that will be his second. So Ruenkamp with 2 fouls, as well as Noah McEldowney for the Tigers. For Russia, Hayden Quinter and Xavier Flippo both with 2 fouls. On the scoreboard right now, Russia just 1 team foul. The Tigers with 2. Russia trying to cut into this 4-point Tiger lead with under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Flippo with it in the corner, some of that high school cheering section. Gets it over to Cadonier. He's going to take another one. He just hit one there earlier, and Braylon Cadonier is starting to get hot. He's got back-to-back threes. Russia now within 1, 36-35.
Same spot on the floor for the freshman Braylon Cadonier.
And Shappy's going to get called. I thought he was going to get called he gets called for the block. For Zane Shappy, that will be his second foul. 3 Raiders now with 2 fouls, and Shappy, Quinter, and Flippo.
You mentioned earlier how Cadonier's been the Raiders' leading scorer. He didn't shoot a whole lot the first half. I think he only attempted 2 field goals, and the 2 quick threes to start the second half got the Raiders to within 1.
Cadonier's last 3 games have been 10 points, 20 points, and 16. As Litton's going to take a 3. He had 3 of those in the first half. Versailles' long rebound gets it back. Ruenkamp with 3 steps, can't get the layup to go down. Flippo with the rebound, gets it out to Shappy. He's trying to take the lead back. Flippo down low, going to get fouled by Stonebreaker. Basket doesn't go, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Russia with a chance to grab the lead back here from the free throw line. We've seen Xavier Flippo make some crucial free throws already in his career. A couple here in the middle of the third quarter against the Tigers to get the Raiders the lead.
Xavier Flippo at the free throw line. First one on the way, and that's good.
Versailles has not made a field goal yet this half. 0 for 3 from the field. A couple free throws by Litton has been all the scoring for the Tigers.
Flippo's second one off the back of the iron, no good. So this game is knotted up at 36 all. 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. McEldowney gets it out to Ruenkamp. Ruenkamp's jumper's no good. Nice box out by Xavier Flippo.
Russia doing an excellent job on the boards, Craig. This whole game, they don't have the full rebounding statistics, but I would say that they're probably out-rebounding much taller Tigers.
Cadonier working Ruenkamp down low. Almost travels, instead throws into the arms of Eli McEldowney. McEldowney going to take Quinter off the glass. Eli McEldowney gets the roll. He's got 7 points. Tigers back up by 2, 38-36. Flippo working on the block down low against Stonebreaker. Kicks it out to Cadonier. He hit 2 threes out there a little earlier. He's going to drive this time. Going to get fouled, looks like, by Ruenkamp. Going to get called for the push. And Ruenkamp, I believe that is his 3rd foul, Ken. Substitution now as Bowman comes in for Quinter. Stahman's going to come in now for Ruhnkamp as he heads to the bench. Ruhnkamp does indeed have 3 fouls.
Russia 5 for 10 for the game on 3-pointers.
Flippo trying to get down low to Kadiner. That's going to go off the hand of Eli McEldowney, so Russia will try again underneath their own basket. Russia gets into their set. Flippo getting set to inbound it. Looking down low, finally finds Mon and gets it back to Flippo. Flippo on the block, kicks it out to Shappy. James Shappy had a good first quarter with 8 points. Hasn't scored since then. Included in those 8 points were 2 threes. That was after being scoreless last night in that loss versus Jackson Center. Flippo's going to drive, goes over Stahman, puts it up, and Xavier Flippo comes up big with a jumper and ties this game back up at 38 all. So many of these kids know each other so well out there, Ken. Both Stonebreaker and Stahman playing with Shappy and Flippo and summer ball. As Stonebreaker puts one up over Bowman. Connor Stonebreaker, who had 7 in the first half, now has 9.
I think the Tigers and Coach Schwank are going to try to establish that post a little bit better here in the third quarter.
And Zane Shappy can't get the bucket to go down, but does get fouled.
They did that early in the game and have kind of gotten away from it the first 5 minutes of the third quarter and has enabled the Raiders to even this game back up. Rushi's 3 for 3 from the field here in the third quarter. And 3 for 4 from the free throw line, so shooting the ball very well.
Zane Shappy trying to tie this ball game up. He gets the first one to go down and gets the Raiders to within 1. And substitutions now as Hayden Quinter back in the ball game. And for the first time, we see Jordan Meyer, a 6'2 senior. Meyer had 7 points last night against Jackson Center. Got those a little late in the game as the second one is missed by Shappy. Meyer, they're one of the taller Raiders out there. Ben Bowman only a little taller at 6'3". So Russia trailing 40-39. 3:10 left to go here in this third quarter. Stahman with it. By Bowman, kicks it out to McEldowney. His three's on the way off the front of the iron. Shappy now going to run the break. Gets it over to Kadiner. And Kadiner now working against Stahman. Had a little bit of a mismatch there as Russia going to get whistled for an over and back. I think if you're Coach Borchers, you like that matchup. The 6'1 Braylon Kadiner on the 5'10 Lucas Stahman. We're going to get a precision strip timeout from Coach Travis Swank. Will take it with him. Versailles leads Russia 40-39.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Big SCAL versus MAC battle going on here tonight as the Versailles Tigers are leading the Russia Raiders 40-39. Another SCAL battle going on is the Marion Local Flyers taking on the Fort Laramie Redskins, and at halftime it's Fort Laramie 15, Marion Local 13. Another good one there, Ken.
Well, that's a low-scoring game. Well, we've seen some of them around. This game here tonight between Russia and Versailles has been a kind of an offensive shootout. We're up 40-39 here with just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
So Versailles comes out of the precision strip timeout with the ball and the 1-point lead. Stahman with it, working against Kadiner. Gets it on top to Litton. Over to McEldowney, down low to Stonebreaker, working against Bowman. It's the fadeaway there as it rolls around about 4 times and drops down. Connor Stonebreaker now with 11 points.
I think if you're Coach Swank and the Tigers, you've got to keep going down low to Connor Stonebreaker. I think the Tigers are
certainly a mismatch at 6'7" there for Stonebreaker. Versailles with a 3-point lead, 42-39. 2:10 left here to play in the third quarter. Winner gets it on top to Meyer. Bowman now with it, down low to Quinter. Quinter working against Litton. Drives around him, puts it up off the glass, and Hayden Quinter made that one look easy.
Yes, he did. Very good post move there by Hayden Quinter. Had Litton on his hip and spun right through the traffic and finished with the left hand.
So Quinter had just one three-pointer in the first half. Gets his first bucket of the second half. Nice defense there by Bowman as McEldine's going to let it fly from three. That's no good. Rebound, Ben Bowman.
Ben Bowman's had a really good game for Russia tonight.
Bowman with 8 points at halftime. Hasn't scored here yet, but he does a lot of other things for the Raiders.
He's played great defense in the paint. He's had a lot of rebounds.
Tigers up one, 42-41. Meyer with it down low and throws that ball away as Eli McEldown, he picks it off the baseline. Litton now with it, getting it down low to Stonebreaker, trying that matchup once again against Bowman. He puts it up over Bowman, and Connor Stonebreaker starting to heat up. He's got 6 points here in this third quarter alone. Tigers now with a 3-point lead, 44-41. Jappy working against Stallman, gets around Stallman into the lane, puts up a shot from 10 feet. That's no good. He's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line.
Nice shake and bake move there by Zane Shappy, Craig. He freed himself from Stallman, was able to get into the lane and draw the contact on the short little jumper. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
Zane Shappy had a free throw a little earlier in the quarter and hits the front end of this 2-shot attempt. Substitutions now as Ben Ruhnkamp back in with his 3 fouls for the Tigers and Braden Mon in for the Russia Raiders. Ruhnkamp going to have to be careful these last 52 seconds not to pick up number 4. Shappy's next one is good as well. Zane Shappy now with 11 points and another substitution as Shappy will head to the bench and Flippo back out. Tigers leading 44-43 with under a minute to play. Will McEldown and walks it up the floor.
Russia's attempted 8 free throws this quarter.
Stonebreaker with it now, drives around Meyer, double team, gets stopped by Flippo, and that ball's going to get knocked out out of bounds into the Tigers bench. So Ruhnkamp to inbound it with 40 seconds to go. Gets it into McEldown. Quinter careful not to commit the foul. He's got 2 of them. And he's going to get whistled for we're going to get a Travis Swain timeout. We'll keep it right here and let you know what's coming up for both these teams after tonight. For the Russia Raiders, they will be off until next Friday, and they will travel to, they'll host their final home game of the regular season next Friday versus the Anna Rockets. That's a game that you can watch on NKTelco Sports, and Ken, I think you're joining me for that one.
Yes, I am. Looking forward to that one, Craig. When Russia went to Anna earlier in the year, the Rockets were victorious. A game that Russia actually had well in hand for 3 quarters, and Bryce Finkenbinding team got extremely hot, didn't they, in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, they Rockets scored 27 points in that fourth quarter. I believe Russia was up 9, I think, going in that fourth quarter, but came back and won. So that'll be a nice rematch for Russia right here, the last regular season game in the CCN. And for the Versailles Tigers, their next matchup will be on Friday as well. They'll be have a MAC battle hosting Delta St. John's. So come on, the precision strip timeout. Tigers with the ball. McEldown in the lane, throws up a shot, and that one's good.
Might have got away with the travel there, Craig. But the soft floater, or right-handed floater, found the bottom of the net to put the lead back up to 3.
15 seconds to go here in the third. Russia trailing by 3, 46-43. Going to try to knock this thing up and head to the fourth. Quinter with the ball, gets it on top to Flippo. He's going to try to tie it up, and he hits it. Xavier Flippo gets one from the jewelry barn, and he knocks this one up. 46 off. The shot is not going to go at the horn, so after 3 quarters of play, it's Versailles 46, Russia 46. We'll be back in a moment here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
So as we head to this fourth quarter of play, it is all knotted up at 46 each. Quarter score so far went like this, folks. Russia led after one quarter of play, 16-13. Versailles came back in the second quarter, outscored the Raiders 21-11. Again, Russia wins that third quarter 19-12, and we are all knotted up at 46. In our pregame, we were hoping for a nail biter, and that's exactly what we got.
Yes, we have, Craig. You know, Russia got even in that third quarter. They never missed a shot from the field. Russia finished 5 for 5 from the field in the third quarter.
And Versailles quickly gets the scoring started with a Eli McEldowney layup.
Nice play out of the huddle there by Travis Schwenk to get the easy look for McEldowney.
Eli's got 9 points. Raiders with the ball, going to try to tie it up once again. And Shappy with a couple moves down low. That's blocked. Litton comes up with it, a tie up, and we're going to get a foul. It's like on Braden Monin. For Monin, that will just be his first.
Just the Raiders' third team foul of the second half, Craig. Versailles right now sitting with 6.
So Versailles will get the ball, the length of the floor to go, and a 2-point lead. 7.5 minutes to go in regulation. This one last year came down to 3 seconds to go in the game when Hayden Quinter won it for the Raiders. Ball knocked out of bounds as Russia last touched it. I think it went off the hands of Jordan Meyer.
Good defensive effort there by Jordan Meyer.
McEldowney to inbound it for the Tigers. Gets it in finally to Litton.
Litton's been a little quiet there in the third quarter.
Just 2 free throws for Jaden Litton after 14 points in the second quarter. Gets a floater to go down, as you say, Ken. Litton with his first field goal of the second half. He's got 20 to lead all scorers. Versailles expands their lead back to 4 points after Russia tied it up heading into that fourth quarter. And almost a steal from Ruencamp. Monin with the ball now runs into McEldowney. He's going to get whistled for an offensive foul. So Braden Monin picks up 2 quick fouls here for the Raiders.
Braden Monin went in hard to the bucket there, a little bit out of control. I think Litton might have got away with a walk before that last field goal, but it was a big one for the Tigers as it put them up 6 points. And Coach Borchers is livid on the sidelines with the referee.
Versailles with a 4-point lead, 50-46, 6:50 to play here in regulation. Ruencamp gets it over to McEldowney. McEldowney looking down low for Stonebreaker. Russia doing a nice job guarding Stonebreaker down there. Ruencamp's going to drive and not going to get the shot to go down, but he's going to get whistled and get 2 free throws. Ben Ruencamp, one of 6 seniors on this roster, had 4 points in the first half. All 4 of those in the first quarter, has yet to score here in the second half. Going to try to change that at the free throw line. Ruencamp gets the first to go down. And a substitution for Russia as Ben Bowman is going to check in at the scorer's table.
That's a good substitution for the Raiders to bring in Ben Bowman. The Tigers once again trying to establish the paint. Got a chance to build this lead back up to 6, which Russia worked so hard to tie the game up. At the end of the third quarter, after trailing by 7 at the half, and quickly the lead is back up to 6 again for the Tigers.
If you're a Raiders fan, you don't want Ben Ruencamp at the line. Shoots 82% from the charity stripe, and this game was knotted up heading into the fourth quarter at 46 all. It's now 52 Versailles, 46 Russia. Cadiner's shot's no good. Litton's going to get the breakaway and almost get tied up. Now he's going to get fouled. If this goes on Hayden Quinter, that's going to be his third. So Shappy has 3, and Quinter now has 3.
Hey, Litton took a nasty fall there, Craig. He kind of came down on his hip. Going to make it to the free throw line here.
Litton, the second best free throw shooter on this team, gets the first to go down. Jaden Litton, who had 2 free throws in the third quarter, had 3 free throws in the second quarter, is cashing in from the line tonight.
Both teams shooting free throws extremely well. Tigers have quickly built an 8-point lead here, Craig, with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Coach Borchers says, let's talk about it, fellas. We're going to go to timeout.
All right, we'll take it with him. Versailles leads Versailles 54-46.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Craig, as we come out of this timeout here early in the fourth quarter, Russia has yet to attempt a field goal from the floor. They've turned it over a couple times. The Versailles Tigers, on the other hand, are 2 for 2 from the field and 4 for 4 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, Xavier Flippo hit that big three-pointer at the end of the third quarter to knot this thing up at 46 all. And since then, the Tigers have gone on an 8-0 run. And Rushi now with the ball coming out of that precision strip timeout. Shappy with it. Gets it in the lane to Mon, and Mon's going to dribble, kicks it back out to Shappy. Shappy driving baseline, gets it over to Kananya. Mon with it on top, and Shappy's going to take the three. Hit a couple in the first quarter. He misses that one. Ben Ruhnkamp with a long rebound. Perhaps this #1 ranked team in Division III is starting to pull away from the Raiders a little bit. Rushi needs to stop the bleeding here on this 8-0 Tiger run. McEldowney gets it over to Litton. Litton takes a sidestep and a three, and Jaden Litton hits a big three-pointer for the Tigers. Now expands that lead to double digits, their biggest lead of the night at 11 points.
Yes, it is. The Raiders worked so hard to get back into the game, tied it after 3 quarters, and the Tigers have come out smoking here in the fourth quarter.
Really quieted down this Rushi crowd. Those student sections a little shocked here by this 11-0 run. Bowman shot won't go, gets the stick back. That won't go, gets it again underneath, takes a dribble, puts it back up again. No, he's going to get fouled. That foul is going to go on Noah McEldowney.
Ben Bowman working hard on the offensive glass down there, Craig. Couldn't get it to go, but he kept fighting and fighting and eventually drew a foul.
Ben Bowman was 4 for 4 in the first half from the free throw line. It's the line for the first time here in the second half as Xavier Flippo comes back into the ballgame, replacing Hayden Quinter, who will head to the bench. Bowman gets the first one to go down. Ken, you know, sometimes when you have that starting role and you get sent to the bench, no longer a starter, puts a little chip on your shoulder.
Yes, it does, and he's taken advantage of it tonight. He's played extremely hard. But, you know, I think Coach Borchers made a wise move there. Braylon Kananya has been a phenomenal player for the Raiders here the last 5 or 6 games. And bringing Ben Bowman off the bench gives the Raiders some more size and strength.
Sales with a 10-point lead, 57-47. As Ruhnkamp makes that 12-point lead, getting a layup. Ben Ruhnkamp. And underneath, Bowman with it, gets the nice roll as the junior follows up his free throw with a field goal of his own. Back to a 10-point Versailles lead, 59-49. 4.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
That was Rushi's first field goal since the three-pointer by Flippo.
Ruhnkamp can't get the free to go. Nice box out once again by Xavier Flippo.
I don't think that was a shot Travis Schwenk was looking for, Craig.
And Rushi's going to throw it out of bounds, and Flippo couldn't get the pass down low to Bowman. Coach Travis Swank, as Ken said in our pregame, a career record of 112-36. Very successful. And this is a team last year, Versailles, that didn't play so hot and finished in the conference at about 7th or 8th place the year before they won the conference.
I believe things came together for the Tigers at the end of the year, though. If I remember right, they went to the regional finals. Came into tournament play with about a 500 record and went all the way to the regional finals last year. So his team gelled. They got better. That's what Travis Schwenk, Coach Schwenk teams do.
Well, they finished 3-6 in the MAC last season, ended up with an overall record of 11-15, but you're right, Ken, got to the regional tournament, playing very well as Ruenkamp's going to try it again from three-point range, and Ben Ruenkamp having a big fourth quarter. He's got 7 points in the fourth, only had 4 at halftime. Versailles just pulling ahead of these Raiders. Bowman with it down low, working against Stonebreaker. Nice move on Stonebreaker, and Stonebreaker with a nice defense gets the block. Ruenkamp gets it over to McEldowney. Tigers in command of this ball game.
They came out hot in the fourth quarter, Craig. They've missed just one shot this entire quarter. And that's their first turnover of the quarter.
A turnover by the Tigers, and Eli McEldowney is going to get whistled for the foul. That'll just be his first. Not to get confused with Noah McEldowney, who has 3 fouls. Winner back in the ball game, give Ben Bowman a rest. At the free throw line will be Braylon Cordagna.
Both teams have played extremely hard here tonight, Craig, through 3.5 quarters. And, you're starting to be able to tell it on both sides of the ball. They both teams, I believe, running out of gas, but, both still playing very, very hard.
We have this little break in the action. We want to recognize our sponsors. Our 5-star recruitment sponsors, Crown Equipment Corporation. MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nedick Minster. Scoreboard brought to you by First National Bank. Keys to the game came from Keyhole Pizza. Replays are courtesy of Winners Meats. Starting lineups were from Sydney Auglay's Audiology. Timeouts by Precision Strip. Our stats and recap sponsor is Wagner's IGA. Player of the game will be brought to you from NKTelco, and our Rucci game sponsor is Jewelry Barn. Stick around for our post-game report. Ken and I will have all the numbers, talk about what both teams did in this ball game. And Ken, again, will have our NKTelco Precision Strip of the game. And because Rucci is an NKTelco team, the NKTelco player of the game will come from the Rucci Raiders. But the Versailles Tigers are leading right now, 62-49. And Rucci's going to have to come up with some kind of scoring barrage here if they're going to get back in this ball game.
Yes, they will, Craig. And right now, Rucci goes 1 for 6 from the field here in the fourth quarter, and the Tigers are 5 for 6 from the field. So that's been the difference here as Versailles is pulled away in the fourth quarter. Braylon Cordagna to the line, shooting the 1 and bonus, and converts on the first one.
Cordagna gets both of them. Braylon Cordagna, all his scoring has come in the second half of play. Had 2 triples in the third quarter, has 2 free throws here in the fourth, and a turnover by the Tigers. This might be just what Rucci needed. Winner with it. Working against McEldowney. He gets to the free throw line, trying to drive around. Nice spin move in the lane, up off the glass. No good, but stick back by Monan's no good. He's going to get fouled and head to the floor hard for Ray Monan. Everybody from Rucci holding their breath. Ray Monan injured in a Fairlawn game about 4 games ago. Actually had to sit out the following night on a Saturday night versus Arcanum because of a hip flexor injury. Played 2 games since. This is his 3rd game since sitting out.
He came down hard, Craig, and definitely nice to see him get back up for the Rucci Raiders and Coach Borch's team.
Monan, the leading scorer on the team, now has 7 points. All the scoring here in the second half has come from the line. He's got 4 free throws in the second half, had 2 field goals in the first half. So the Tiger lead is at 9 points, 62-53. Rucci finally got it back down to single digits again. And almost another Tiger turnover. It is. Monan streaking to the basket. Going to get the layup. So Braden Monan gets his first field goal in the second half. Rucci has the Tiger lead down to 7.
Rucci's full court pressure here, Craig, is definitely hurting the Versailles Tigers. They've turned it over here the last 3 times down the floor after playing the first 5 minutes of this quarter nearly flawless. Rucci's trimmed what was a 13-point lead, I believe, back down to 7. McEldowney will be going to the line for the Tigers, shooting the 1 in the bonus.
It's a backyard rivalry, Ken. It's not going to be easy for anybody.
No, it's not.
McEldowney gets the first free throw. He has 5 points. Noah McEldowney actually led this team in scoring in that overtime loss to Bremen last night with 16. McEldowney can't get the second one to go down. Rebound Monan gets out to Quinter. 2:22 left to play in regulation. Raiders trail by 8 points. Flippo hit a 3 there to end the third quarter. Throws that ball away, though. McEldowney now with it at half court. Tigers do best to burn some clock with an 8-point lead. Almost a steal from Russia. It is. Winner with it. Gets into the corner. Shappy's going to take the three from the corner. Off the iron, no good. Short. But Russia picks up the ball. Monin can't get the stick back, and Ruencamp gets it. Foul by the Raiders. That was the bucket Russia needed, Ken.
Boy, Russia with a golden opportunity there, Craig, to cut that 8-point deficit down to 5. Got an offensive rebound. Missed a couple easy ones there, and tough possession there for the Raiders. Fortunately for the Tigers, they come out with the rebound, and they're going back to the line, Craig, to shoot another 1-and-1 where they've been extremely successful tonight from the free throw line.
And unfortunately for the Raiders, it's Ben Ruencamp at the line and his 82% free throw average.
Yeah, Russia got a couple steals here. Actually, they've forced Versailles into 4 turnovers here in the last 3 minutes.
Ben Ruencamp having some kind of fourth quarter as he gets the first one to go down. He's got 8 in the fourth quarter alone, 12 for the game. Ruencamp is a guy that these Raiders didn't see last year. And the senior gets the next one to go down.
Boy, he can shoot free throws, can he, Craig?
He sure can. And the long three from Monins off the iron, no good. Rebound, though. Cadogner, Shappy now with it, drives the lane, kicks it out to Flippo. He's going to take a three. That's no good as well. And Winner with a stick back, so Raiders still a little life left in them.
They got some life in their legs, Craig. They continue to apply the pressure, and it's hurt Versailles in this fourth quarter. They trail by just 8.
65-57, minute 22 to go. Russia needs to do something now and knock the ball out of bounds. As Jaden Litton will inbound the ball at half court. In the front court, that is actually Eli McEldowney to inbound it. Gets it over to Litton. Minute 17 to go. Russia going to have to start fouling, and they do as Shappy gets that foul. That will be his 4th foul.
Puts the Tigers into the still 1-1 for Jaden Litton. Team foul number 9. Both teams got 9 fouls here in the second half. Double bonus from here on out.
Jaden Litton with 25 points in this game. Really lighting it up tonight for the Tigers. He gets the first one to go down. Litton's big quarters were the second quarter where he had 14. And this fourth quarter right now, he's got 8. Going to try to make it 9.
He's not hurting that 16-point per game average tonight, is he, Craig? He's a phenomenal basketball player.
27 points is this double-digit lead again for the Tigers.
The senior from Versailles came here tonight and has been an offensive juggernaut for the Tigers.
Russia not able to get a bucket after a couple attempts. We're going to keep it, though.
After a third quarter in which saw Russia not miss a field goal attempt from the floor, they've went ice cold here in the fourth quarter.
Going to be a foul on the Tigers. That one's going to go on Eli McEldowney as Hayden Quinter will head to the line for a couple.
Tigers are 9 for 10 here from the free throw line in the fourth quarter and 5 for 6 from the field. Russia as well continues to shoot free throws very well.
12 of Russia's second half points coming from the free throw line. As a quick check-in for Russia. Ross Fissinger comes in.
Russia 16 for 19 from the free throw line tonight.
One thing they've done extremely well. Winner can't get the second one to go down. So under a minute to play here in this ball game. Tigers with the 9-point lead, and they're just going to wait for the Raiders to foul them. Litton dribbles out of the double team. 40 seconds to play. McEldowney now with it. Gets it over to Stonebreaker, and Tigers just going to play keep away now. Jaden Litton going to add to his 27-point total here at the free throw line. As the Tiger fans clap, they can smell that this one is close to over.
Jaden Litton, Craig, going points numbers 28 and 29. who just had a phenomenal night offensively for the Tigers.
Senior was the leading scorer last year in that Russia win. As a check-in by Jordan Meyer, now in the ball game.
Versailles fans down along the sideline there, Craig, starting to make a little noise. The student section starting to celebrate a little bit.
Imagine the bowling alley will be rocking tonight.
It will be.
And a few other places. Litton with 29 points. What a game for him. Tigers up 69-58. 20-some seconds ago as Fissinger gets a quick bucket and Coach Dave Borchers wants a timeout. Let's keep it right here. And again, reminder of viewers that Ken and I will be back on the air next Friday in the last home game for the Russia Raiders here in the Claire Cinebo Gymnasium as the Raiders host the Anna Rockets. And Ken, I imagine that's like always senior night.
Yes, it will be. Russia's got 3 seniors on their team this year. They've contributed a lot to the program, and it'll be a special night. Not only for the basketball seniors, but typically Russia will honor all kinds of seniors that night that participate in extracurricular activities, and it'll be a fun night here at the Claire Cinebo Gymnasium.
As Ken said, 3 Russia seniors, and Jordan Meyer is one of them that we've seen tonight. The other 2 that we haven't seen, Patrick Bowman and Sam York. We get to see them play a little bit last night. The Versailles Tigers, a very senior-loaded team. And Ken announced our Sydney Always Audiology starting lineups. He announced 4 starting seniors for the Tigers, and Noah McEldowney, Eli McEldowney, Ben Ruenkamp, and Jaden Litton. Got to see another senior play tonight, and Cole Hamilton. The only senior we didn't get to see was Caden Hamilton.
Craig, these 2 teams next year when they travel back to Versailles, I've heard already that that game will be a throwback game, which will be of a lot of interest to the Russia Raider fans. That game will be held in Versailles' old gymnasium, the gymnasium that back in my school days, Craig, we used to call home.
Crazy things back then. Russia didn't have their own gym, did they?
Nope, Russia played their home games back in Versailles Gymnasium and for many, many years. And it's going to be exciting next year when these 2 teams battle on the hardwood floor to have that game played as a throwback game in that old gymnasium. Like I said, I think a lot of Russia fans will really enjoy that as it'll bring back some good memories from many, many years past.
Can't wait for it, Ken. We'll have to battle Scott Ward from WTGR for some press room there.
Yes, we will.
Ben Ruenkamp at the free throw line. Also in for the Raiders right now, Patrick Bowman, one of his other seniors, a 6'1 senior, as Bowman's going to head back to the bench along with Jude Counts, who was in for a couple seconds, a 6-foot sophomore.
The Tigers have been absolutely dynamic from the free throw line tonight, and Russia has been as well.
Ruenkamp gets the shooting touch in the second one. He has 15 points as the second leading scorer on this team. And a long 3 from Hayden Quinter doesn't go down, and the final 5 seconds will tick off the clock, and that will do it as the Versailles Tigers, the #1 ranked team in Division III, will pick up the 70-60 win. Ken and I will be back with the Wagners IGA postgame report. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to high school boys basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
It's a final here at Claire Cinebo Gymnasium as the Versailles Tigers beat the Russia Raiders. Quarter scoring went like this. After 1 quarter of play, it was Russia 16, Versailles 13, and the Tigers outscored Russia in the second quarter 21-11 for a halftime score of Versailles 34, Russia 27. But the third quarter was wild as Russia outscored Versailles 19-12, and it knotted things up at 46-all going into the fourth quarter. But what a fourth quarter it was by Versailles. They outscored Russia 24-14, and our final was Versailles 70, Russia 60. For the Tigers, they were led by Jaden Litton, who led all scorers with a whopping 29 points tonight. Next was Ben Ruenkamp with 15 points. Connor Stonebreaker had 13. Eli McEldowney had 9, and finally Noah McEldowney had 5. For the Russia Raiders, they were led by Zane Shappy with 11 points. It was 10 points each for Braden Monin and Xavier Flippo, 8 points each for Hayden Quinter and Braylon Cadonier. Ben Bowman also had 11 points. Ben Bowman tying for game high with Zane Shappy, and then Fissinger had 2.
Greg, full game stats here. First of all, for the victorious Versailles Tigers, Craig, they shot well all night. They shot a blistering 23 for 37 from the field for 62%. They were 20 for 23 from the free throw line for 87%. They committed 15 turnovers in the game. For the Russia Raiders, they also committed 15 turnovers in the game. They were 19 for 46 for 41% from the field, and also shot very well from the free throw line. They were 16 for 20 for 80%. So, Craig, both teams played very hard tonight. Coach Borchers, Coach Schwenk both got to be happy with their team efforts tonight. And, I know they got a lot to build on. The postseason's coming up. The drawing is next week. Tournament voting starts this week. And, like I said, I think both schools well represented tonight. 2 great communities, and it was a lot of fun calling this game.
Yeah, those stats in that game recap came to you from Wagner's IGA. Was a lot of fun, Ken, but now it's time for our NKTelco Player of the Game. And because all Russia basketball games are included in NKTelco's coverage throughout the season, I'll have you pick the Player of the Game for the Russia Raiders.
Russia Raider Player of the Game, Craig, goes to Ben Bowman. Ben Bowman had 11 points, I believe it was, for the Raiders. Came off the bench with a team-high 7 rebounds as well, and played great post defense inside against Connor Stonebreaker. Really held him in check most of the game. So Ben Bowman, Player of the Game.
I couldn't agree with you more, Ken. So Russia will drop to 11-7 overall. The Raiders will return to action next Friday, February 4th, in their final home game of the season, hosting the Anna Rockets. Again, that's a game that you can watch on NKTelco Sports with my broadcast partner Ken and I on the call. And for Versailles tonight, they will improve to 16-1 overall. Their next matchup will also be on Friday in a MAC battle, hosting Delphos St. John. And Ken, tonight it was fun as always.
Yes, it was, and wish both teams best of luck throughout the remainder of the year. Looking forward to my game call with you next Friday night as the Russia Raiders host the Anna Rockets.
All right, well, that will officially wrap it up for us here for a final time. Versailles defeats Russia 71-60. We hope you enjoyed NKTelco's broadcast of high school boys basketball. Thanks for tuning in from the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium in Russia. I'm Craig Fissinger for my broadcast partner Ken Francis saying good night, everyone.